Okay, I've had complaints. My doggo is not featuring as much in these videos, so here he is. Here's Shooks. Do you want to say hello? Is that about it? Is that all you've got to say? Fair enough. Okay, I'll put you down. Right, fair enough. There you go. Okay, hello, welcome back. There's my doggo. Hope your doggos are doing okay at home. Might be a bit confused with all the time you're spending with them. Well, now he just wants to play. Oh no, sorry, I've woken them up. Shooks, calm down. Good boy. Okay, we're back again for another fantastic Mr. Fox lesson. We're looking at chapter 3 this time, and we're going to look especially at speech marks. So, make sure you're sitting comfortably. I'm going to read through chapter 3, and we'll continue. Well, my darling, said Mr. Fox, what shall it be tonight? I think we'll have duck, said Mrs. Fox. Bring us 2 fat ducks, if you please. One for you and me, and one for the children. Ducks it shall be, said Mr. Fox. Bunce is best. Now do be careful, said Mrs. Fox. My darling, said Mr. Fox. I can smell those goons a mile away, and I can even smell one from the other. Boggis gives up a filthy stink of rotten chicken skins. Bunce reeks of goose livers, and as for Bean, the fumes of apple cider hang around him like poisonous gases. Yes, but just don't get careless, said Mrs. Fox. You know they'll be waiting for you, all 3 of them. Don't worry about me, said Mr. Fox. I'll see you later. But Mr. Fox would not have been quite so cocky had he known exactly where the 3 farmers were waiting at that moment. They were just outside the entrance to the hole, each one crouching behind a tree with his gun loaded. And what is more, they had chosen their positions very carefully, making sure that the wind was not blowing towards them from the fox's hole. In fact, it was blowing in the opposite direction. There was no chance of them being smelled out. Mr. Fox crept up the dark tunnel to the mouth of his hole. He poked his handsome long face out into the night air and sniffed once. He moved an inch or 2 forward and stopped. He sniffed again. He was always especially careful when coming out from his hole. He inched a little more. The front half of his body was now in the open. His black nose twitched from side to side, sniffing and sniffing for the scent of danger. He found none, and he was just about to go trotting forward into the wood when he heard, or he thought he heard, a tiny noise, a soft rustling sound, as though someone had moved a foot ever so. Mr. Fox flattened his body against the ground, and he lay very still. His ears pricked. He waited a long time, but he heard nothing more. Must have been a field mouse, he told himself, or some other small animal. He crept a little further out of the hole, then further still. He was almost right out in the open now. He took a last careful look around. The wood was murky and very still. Somewhere in the sky the moon was shining. Oh, I'm going to have to rescue my dog. Give me a sec. Right. You come here. How have you managed to climb up there? Oh, what you look. Right. You come down. Oh, goodness me. Right. Come and sit with me. Right. You're ruining the story. We were at an exciting point. Okay. You ready? Just then, his sharp night eyes caught a glint of something behind a bright tree not far away. It was a small silver speck of moonlight shining on a polished surface. Mr. Fox lay still watching it. What on earth was it? Now it was moving. It was coming up and up. Great heavens, it was the barrel of a gun. Quick as a whip, Mr. Fox jumped back into his hole, and at that same instant the entire wood seemed to explode around him. Bang, 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 bang. Yes. The smoke from the 3 guns floated upward into the night air. Boggis, Bunce and Bean came out from behind their trees and walked towards the hole. Did we get him? Said Bean. One of them shone a flashlight on the hole. And there, on the ground, in the circle of light, half in and half out of the hole, lay the poor tattered blood-stained remains of a fox's tail. Bean picked it up. We got the tail, but we missed the fox, he said, tossing the thing away. Gang and blast, said Boggist. We shot too late. We should have let fly the moment he poked his head out. He won't be poking it out again in a hurry, Bunce said. Bean pulled a flask from his pocket and took a swig of cider. Then he said, It'll take 3 days at least before he gets hungry enough to come out again. I'm not sitting around here waiting for that. Let's dig him out. Ah, said Boggis. Now you're talking sense. We can dig him out in a couple of hours. We know he's there. I reckon there's a whole family of them down that hole, Bunce said. Then we'll have the lot, said Bean. Get the shovels. There we go, the end of chapter 3. Hope that pause in the middle wasn't too awkward, though. For you. No, we're all doing things funny at home. It's just good to show it, isn't it, at times. So, fantastic chapter there. Poor Mr. Fox lost his tail. But I said we were going to look at speech marks in this lesson, and that's what we're going to do. You might have seen throughout there were these wee kind of like commas at the top of the lines. They're what we call speech marks, and I've highlighted some of them here with little blue arrows to show you. So we've got, said Boggis. Now you're talking sense. We can dig him out in a couple of hours. We know he's there. I've missed an arrow there. Sorry. Right at the end, there's another wee speech mark, isn't there? I reckon there's a whole family of them down that hole, Bunce said. Then we'll have the lot, said Bean. Get the shovels. What do you think the speech marks show? They show what someone's actually saying, don't they? Because I wouldn't say, my name is Blair, said Blair. I would say, my name is Blair. And that's what speech marks do. They show what is actually being said. They go around what is being said. Now, after the speech marks, you'll notice I've highlighted now in orange, there's always a verb. A verb is a doing word. And Roald Dahl in that chapter uses said a lot. Said Boggis. I reckon there's a whole family down there, said Bunce. Then we'll have the lot, said Bean. So, that's what we're going to look at today. Speech marks and verbs to follow after them. Now, we've got that word said. It's all right, isn't it? It does the job, but it's not very exciting. It's not very exciting. So, I think it's a good time to pause the video here. Have a think. How many words can you think that could be used instead of said? Make it a bit more exciting. I'll give you one. Asked. Mr. Fox asked, what is the matter? Or whatever it might be. What other words can you think of for said? You might want to write them down. You can just think of them in your head. Pause the video. Get at least 3. You done that. You paused it. You got at least 3. Magic. Well, here we go. Here's some of mine that I thought of. You could have shouted, whispered, screamed, asked, muttered, or cried. That's good. It's always good to use a variety of words for said. It makes your writing more exciting. It also helps the reader understand how that speech is being said, how the character's feeling. It shows the emotion as well. So, a good way to look at speech marks is to think about what's actually being said. And I like to think about comic strips as well when we do speech marks in my class, at least with primary 3. So here I've got Mrs. Fox, and she's saying, the children are hungry. So that's what's actually being said. The children are hungry, and the speech marks would go around what she's saying. But after that, we need to add a verb in. Cried, asked, said, whatever. And then we need to also add in the noun, the person who's saying it. So the children are hungry, cried Mrs. Fox. You'll notice as well that the exclamation mark goes inside the speech marks because that's the way that she is saying it. So we need to let people know that's actually what's being said. The children are hungry, cried Mrs. Fox. I've got another one for you here. I've got, what will we have for tea? 2 questions for you. Number 1, if you were to write that as a sentence, where would the speech marks go? And then how would you finish the sentence? Because you can't just have, what will we have for tea? You need to add something at the end. Think about what we've been talking about. Pause the video, give it a go. Have you paused it? Really? Have you done it? Have you done it? Make sure you have. Okay. Here we go. This is what I've got. Speech marks. What will we have for tea? Question. Close the speech marks. Asked Mr. Fox. So asked, I'm using that as my verb because he's asking a question this time. So what will we have for tea? Asked Mr. Fox. Now I've got a wee task for you. Here I've got the three farmers, Bogus, Bunce and Bean. They're all saying something here. That fox must be stopped. How can we catch him? We can set a trap for him. What I'd like you to do is to write out these three speech bubbles, if you like, as actual sentences using speech marks. Now remember, oh that's rubbish, my face is just covering that last bit. Remember, the speech marks go around what is being said. The punctuation goes inside the speech mark, so if it's a question or an exclamation, they go inside. And remember to try and use a variety of verbs afterwards. Don't just put said. How can we catch him? Said. We can set a trap for him. Said. Think of something exciting. You can always go back in the video as well and think. Right. Give it a go. Pause the video because I'm going to show you the solution. Well, what I think could be a solution after. So can you write out those speech bubbles as actual sentences? Give it a go. You done it? Okay. Here you go. So I've got, that fox must be stopped, said Bogus. How can we catch him? Asked Bunce. We could set a trap for him, hissed Bean. Now I've just noticed though, I've made a little mistake. When I was typing that out, I've made a mistake. Can you spot what my mistake might have been? I haven't put the punctuation in the speech marks, have I? How can we catch him? Should have a question mark. Where should that go? It should go inside the speech mark, shouldn't it? And what about we can set a trap for him? Where should my exclamation mark go? Inside the speech marks again. We can set a trap for him, hissed Bean. If you've managed to do something like that, that is really impressive stuff for the first time looking at speech marks. Well done. You can always rewind this video. You can always give it a go again. Maybe you can make your own. Maybe you could draw your own wee cartoons and then underneath write out those speech bubbles and that as actual full sentences with the speech marks and the verb after it. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. Sorry about my dog as well. Hope your dogs and cats and pets and whatever else aren't acting up too much as well. And I'll see you for lesson 4 tomorrow.